It's Saturday, guys. You know what that means. Welcome to another reaction video. Welcome to another AVGN. So we're going to go on to the next one that I need to do in order. And it's the original Metroid Trilogy. So that is Metroid on the NES, Metroid 2 on the Game Boy, and Super Metroid for the SNES. I have played a few of the Metroid games. I think the ones I've played, like from start to finish, I think I've only played one from start to finish, and that's the first Prime. That's the first one I've played. I think I did clock about 6 hours into the second one, Echoes, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, but I wasn't really a big fan of the atmosphere can hurt you mechanic. I remember I only played this when it first came out, so we're talking, I was 14 at that point when I played that, and I wasn't really a big fan of that mechanic. So, anyway, we're going to get on this here. We're going to go watch this AVGN video. Let me know in the comments below which Metroid Prime games or Metroid games that you played. I did own, actually, I did own another one, but I never played it. I owned it, but then I ended up selling it. It was, I never played it. It just sat in my cupboard for about 2.5 years, and I never used it. And it was Other M, the one on Wii. Never played that one. So, shall we get on with the video, guys? Metroid Other, and they said Other M, original trilogy. Yeah, apologise, guys. I'm recording this early in the morning, and once again, my son decided I'm not sleeping again. The last 2 weeks, he's been like, he'll have a good night's sleep, then he'll have a bad night, then he'll have a good night, then he'll have a bad night. And last night, he had a bad night. Yeah, he woke me up 4 bloody times last night. Again. So, also, guys, if you're wondering why I keep looking up like that, it's because my main screen's here, my camera's here. So I'm actually looking at myself in the video, so I know where I am. So I apologise if I'm not looking in the camera. So, right, shall we get on with it then, guys? Metroid, the original trilogy. 3, 2, 1.
Episode of The Angry Video Game Nerd is sponsored by Simply Safe. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
You know, most of the games in this room make me real angry, but when you have a collection like this, you don't want any intruders to come in and steal this stuff. So, that's why I have Simply Safe.
Simply Safe is an award-winning wireless security system that connects you to a 24/7 professional alarm monitoring center.
It would not surprise me if James hasn't got all those games insured. He's probably got them insured as well, so if they ever get stolen, at least he'll get some money back on them. So, yeah, because his collection's impressive.
It works right out of the box, and you can set it up yourself. That's what I did. It only took a couple minutes, and I had a full security system running video from the nerd room. The motion sensor was small and easily fit exactly where I needed it to. Simply Safe motion sensors use AI technology that can differentiate between intruders and pets. It can even tell trusted visitors from threats, meaning the sensors won't trigger annoying false alarms. Simply Safe also has entry sensors designed to work with any door or window to give you the ultimate peace of mind. There's just no other home security system out there that offers this kind of active protection, both inside and outside. Keep your video games safe from water damage and rapid temperature change with Simply Safe's hazard sensors. Nobody wants their collection sopping wet and unplayable.
Oh, that puzzle bobble's been destroyed, man.
But if a leak does occur, you'll be notified as soon as it happens through the Simply Safe app to hopefully minimize any potential damage. Old school alarm systems only trigger after somebody breaks in, giving the robbers plenty of time to load all your games into their sacks like Harry and Marv before you even notice.
Speaking of Harry and Marv, do check my reaction. I have done a couple of them so far. I've done the couple of the Home Alone films of this Nostalgia Critic.
Simply Safe Active Guard, though, criminals can be stopped before even stepping foot in your door. Simply Safe Active Guard monitoring agents react in real time to any suspicious...
Requires monitoring plan with active, so basically you've got to pay them extra if you want them to do that.
...individuals heading towards your home, and trigger alarms and spotlights or even request an urgent police dispatch all before a break-in even occurs.
Save 50% off your Simply Safe.
Yeah, I'm talking about real life here. Where I live, there's been 3 burglaries in the last 2 weeks. One of them was literally, so you take the street where I live. Behind the street where I live, there's a side street. There is, and then behind that there's another main street. There's been a theft. There's been a burglary in the house in the street behind me, and there's also been 2 streets behind me on the other main road. All within the last weekend, and they've been hitting between 2 to 4 in the morning. So that's why I've been trying to keep. That's why I keep my door safe and everything. Because I've got my wife's PC, I've got my PC. They're probably the most expensive things in the house, and I don't want them stealing.
Security system now when you sign up for a professional monitoring plan and get your first month free. Just visit simplysafe.com/cinemassacre to customize yours. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
For thousands of years, humankind has been mapping out the world as we seek to satiate our curiosity about our known surroundings. From the ancient Babylonian clay tablets to the Greek sketches of a spherical Earth and the simple schematic maps of medieval times, cartographers have always been testing new tools and methods as they continued to survey our geography. When creating the early nautical charts, sailors would estimate their position by tracking their speed, distance.
He's going to take the piss out of the fact that the original Metroid doesn't have a map, innit?
And time traveled using compasses and celestial quadrants of the night sky. This was the primordial age of navigation. Just like Metroid on the NES, a labyrinth-style game with no map. Yes,
fucking knew it!
in 1986, video games were in their own primitive navigational stage. Nowadays, just about any game would have some kind of built-in map system, but not here. When you explore the caverns of the alien planet, you really have to explore it, the way an ancient surveyor would. This game wasn't here to pamper your ass. Aside from a vague and useless map in the instruction manual, you were on your own. So, find a pen and paper and get to work. And sure, later they added the map in the Game Boy Advance remake, Metroid Zero Mission, but I'm talking the original version.
So yeah, if you do want to play the original Metroid, just play Zero Mission, it's easier.
It was all up to you as you take control of the character Metroid as he explores the planet. Yeah, okay, nowadays it's common knowledge that it's Samus, one of the all-time great female protagonists in gaming, and one of the greatest protagonists of
I completely agree, 100%. When it comes to female game characters, I reckon Samus is top 3 of all time. Yeah, top 3 of all time. Samus, Lara Croft, I put up there. Lara Croft's definitely up there. Let me know who would you put number 3. If Samus and Lara Croft are top 2, who would you put at number 3?
all. But when this game first came out, she was more of a mysterious character like Boba Fett. Her identity was kept hidden until the very end when she first unmasks. This was a pretty cool reveal for the time. Oddly, the manual refers to Samus as a he in both the Japanese and English versions. Whether the misgendering was by accident or an intentional ploy, we may never know. This game was a big deal to me at the time, and I even still have the footage to prove it.
Damn!
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, that was back when I was little nerd, before I graduated with a degree in garbage. It was a less jaded era. You could play a game without much need for criticism. I mean, come on, it's Metroid.
40 years ago it came out. 40. Ah! Fucking adverts.
It's one of the original Nintendo classics. It was groundbreaking in a sense that it offered a non-linear world to explore as you fight treasure trolls and armored turds while hopping across eyeballs and floating gumdrops.
Yeah.
There was an innate satisfaction in upgrading your weapon and abilities so you can go back to areas which were previously inaccessible.
Yeah, I do like that mechanic, because that's where Metroid is the originator of the term Metroidvania. But Metroid is the one that basically pioneered the... I wouldn't say pioneered it, because it literally just came to me mid-thought. Venture, which came out on the Atari 2600, that was more like this as well. So, I'd say Metroid and Castlevania basically popularised the backtracking mechanic where, oh, you can't go here yet until you get this weapon. Now you've got this weapon, you can now get in here.
It had a claustrophobic and isolating feel inspired by Ridley Scott's Alien.
Yeah.
And the music is some of the best of the NES, from the spacey atmospheric title theme to the upbeat rockin'.
You definitely know it's inspired, definitely, because the Metroids are basically facehuggers from Alien. And then literally the main villain is called Ripley, named after the hero of Alien.
Brinstar stage to the haunting tones of Kraid's Lair. Overall, it's safe to say the original Metroid changed the face of gaming. But there's one problem. It fucking sucks.
Oh!
That's right. It's time to show my face so you can see the sincerity in my eyes. You know you can trust a guy with pens in his pocket when I tell you that this game is a frustrating piss storm of fuck!
I'll start with the most minor issues. First, you can't save your progress.
Damn, he's gonna rip it apart, isn't he?
Instead, there's a password system, which was common at the time, so I don't blame them. And I know the Famicom disc version had a save feature, but I'm talking the Western release, which is the one I had. These passwords suck ass. Now keep in mind, back in the day, you had to write them down. So you better have had really good handwriting and were able to distinguish clearly between upper and lowercase letters and numbers. Some of them, like G and L, look like they're in cursive. I'll show you some cursive. Fuck, 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 fuck! When you're low on energy, it beeps at you. Don't you just hate that shit? Nobody wants that. Yeah, I'm low on energy, thanks for telling me. It's like when the fridge beeps to let you know the door is open. Like, yeah, I'm putting groceries away. Or when the microwave beeps when your food is done. But this is worse. It's not just any beep. It's a specifically irritating beep like a smoke detector on low battery. Ugh, make it stop. It wouldn't be so bad if it beeped just once or twice, but it doesn't let up. It's infinite. You can't play under that distraction, so it becomes an emergency to find some energy as quickly as possible. You end up playing recklessly, but it's best to just die on purpose so you don't have to hear that shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to hit enemies that are low to the ground. Sure, you can roll into a ball and bomb, but there's no crouching shot. So if you're stuck behind a slow-moving enemy, it's like being stuck behind a cat. You know how cats like to get in front of you with their tails straight up in the air? Those little fuckers. When you go through doors, there's a good chance an enemy is waiting, and they're impossible to avoid. I mean, look at that. That is fucking broken right there.
That's bullshit. That is fucking
Sometimes
bullshit.
they can even hit you on the other side. You gotta be kidding me. Sometimes they even bully you back through the door, so it's just so you can take even more hits. Don't you just love when you step into a room and you're dead on arrival? This is one of those cryptic, where the fuck do you go type of games. You always have to blast through a wall, or shoot up through a ceiling, or drop through a floor and go underneath a pool of lava or quicksand, or which would otherwise kill you. I wouldn't mind it if these were secret areas to find some extra power-ups, you know, a bonus. But these are required paths. Your only way to progress is to take one shitty guess after another. It doesn't even feel like you're supposed to access these areas. Seeing the underside of the fire-breathing seahorse is just plain weird. Like I'm not even supposed to be here. Oh, and for the record, if you say that's what Nintendo Power was for, well, there was no Nintendo Power. The power wasn't turned on yet. The item upgrades are cool.
Yeah, I think, what was it? Nintendo Power would have been, about 87, 88, so this was 86, so it wasn't quite out yet.
The morph ball, the high jump boots, the screw attack, but the weapons are another story. You go from the regular beam to the long beam to the ice beam, which has its advantages. You can freeze enemies and use them as platforms, but when you're trying to kill shit with it, it's slow as ass. Then you get the wave beam, which is the strongest, however it's unreliable at breaking blocks. Come on! Soon enough, you have to get the ice beam again, because the only way to destroy the Metroids in the final area is by freezing them, then using missiles. It sucks how you have to get rid of your wave beam. Instead of overwriting the previous weapon, you should have been able to switch weapons on the fly. I mean, sure, the select button is already being used to switch from your beam to missiles, but a simple menu of some kind would have done the trick. Now, let's talk about this game's most fatal flaw. Every time you die or load your game with a password, you respawn with only 30 health or energy. If you want to know how little that is, allow me to explain. When you start out, the maximum is 99, but along the way you find energy tanks which increase your capacity by 100 each. You can carry up to 6 energy tanks in total, which technically brings your maximum health to 699. So by the time you get that far, you do not want to die. Respawning with only 30 is a fucking insult. You can gradually get your energy back by collecting these little orbs which replenish 5 energy points each. But farming for these things is an excruciatingly slow process due to how unpredictable they show up and the damage you take along the way, which neutralizes it all. You would think there would be a simple energy charge station or some area to refill your health.
I think there is on Zero Mission.
You know, like the Heart Fairy in Nintendo's very own Zelda, which was released prior to Metroid that same year, and even had a map and a save system, by the way.
In this video, I'm going to be making a 3D game in just 1 hour, but all the 3D assets
In
Do you know what I mean? That's the problem with AI. We can get things done quick, and I get paid to do it, even though I make no effort, and the AI does everything.
Metroid, it's like, fuck you, you're shit out of luck. There are no energy recharges anywhere. However, anytime you collect an energy tank, it will fill your energy to max, but that's only a one-time deal. So once you've already collected those tanks, your only option is to keep grinding for those fucking orbs. You want to know how long this takes? Take into consideration, anytime you get hit, you lose more energy than a single orb. So you can't just mindlessly sit there and tap the button. No, you gotta pay attention that you're not taking damage. Even when you get into a solid rhythm, the enemies only give energy at complete random. And every now and then, they stop giving energy entirely. How am I supposed to farm when the harvest has gone to shit? I tried the bomb method, the screw attack. I've tried running out the door and back again, hoping it would reset, but they only give you orbs when they feel like it. When all's said and done, the time it takes to refill all 6 energy tanks is 30 minutes. 30 fucking minutes. And I'm not even
Fuck that!
talking about refilling missiles. This is what you call broken. It is a broken-ass, ball-busting bitch fucker of a game.
Oh, good. Energy tank. I need that. What the fuck? Oh, that's a cheap shot. All right, got the missile. Oh my god, I can't believe they did that to me again. You fucking pieces of shit. Okay. All right. Okay, do not. Oh, I'm not even gonna try to get out of there. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Okay. Okay. No. Oh no, 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 no. Out of there. Get out of there. Oh god. I can't jump up. No, 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 I gotta make it. Just freeze one of the dudes and jump on him. Come on, like... No, you gotta be kidding me. Now you see what I'm talking about. And I haven't even talked about the bosses yet.
Thankfully, there's only 2 of these fuck nuggets, unless you count Mother Brain. The first is Kraid, who's short and unassuming, but it's like messing with a porcupine. You just don't want to go near. They went overboard with these projectiles. There's hardly a damn thing you can do about it. But the secret here is that when your energy gets low, there's a hidden energy tank in the wall. This is a godsend. Except for the fact that you're most definitely going to fall in the quicksand. And if there is any method to getting out of this shit, this would be the time for me to figure it out. But instead, I'll just keep tapping the button in a mad panic like I always do. Oh, come on. If I lose all my energy again after getting the tank, this is straight up embarrassing. Whoa! Oh, thank God I'm back out. Okay, so I beat Kraid. And next up is Ridley.
Come on. Come on. Oh, no, 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 no. Get up there. Get up there. Oh, oh, try the other side. Here we go. Get up there. Get up there. Oh, I found a safe spot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the spot right here. Here we go. Come on. Yeah! Alright, I beat Ridley. I'm almost dead. Alright, I know there's an energy tank in the next room. Oh, fuck! That's a fucking cheap shot. I have 2 left. All I gotta do is screw attack over there. Screw attack! No! Why did it work? It didn't work! Oh!
After you've beaten both Kraid and Ridley, you gain access to the final area. Here you face the Metroids, and
As if I thought there was more bosses out. There's only 2 bosses on the original Metroid. Huh. I thought there was more than that.
as I already mentioned, you have to freeze them and then blast them with missiles. Switching back and forth only takes a split second, but it's a split second you can't afford. You could be busy hitting one Metroid with the missiles when another one approaches you. By the time you switch to the freeze beam, it's already latched onto you like a face hugger. In order to get these sons of bitches off you, you just gotta bomb and roll around, I guess. You know what? You really just don't want to let it happen. Just don't. It is not an option. Sadly, you can't run past them. You have to kill all the Metroids because that's the name of the game, literally. Even worse than the Metroids are the nuclear onion rings, which spam the ever-loving shit out of you. These are among the worst pests of the NES era. I hate them with all my fucking soul. The second you walk in the door, you take a hit. Trying to shoot out the pillars while avoiding these onion rings is impossible. They just keep knocking you all over the place. This final room is pure hell. I mean, this is a strong statement, but it's so fucking bad, it almost makes Jekyll and Hyde look fun.
Oh!
I hate this fucking stage. At last, you come to Motherfucker Brain, a real mindfuck. She's just a giant brain in a tube. Yeah, Contra has the heart, Metroid has the brain. I gotta admit, it's pretty cool. Yeah, this was right before Krang from Ninja Turtles and the Brain from, The Brain. She wouldn't be so difficult if it wasn't for the goddamn onion rings. And look, when I say things are impossible, here's the thing. It actually is possible, which makes it worse because it's an incentive to prolong the suffering. You gotta do it. After all, this isn't The Last Ninja. This is Metroid. Fuck! You need all the energy you can.
Yeah, that game he's just mentioned, the Last Ninja. I actually watched a video on that the other day, actually, talking about the history on it. Like, it was in the UK on the microcomputers. That game was actually, well, the C64 version was actually revolutionary. But yeah, Nerd absolutely hates the game with flaming passion.
So when you respawn, you must do the full 30 minutes of farming. Now think about how many times you'll die on Mother Brain, then add 30 minutes on top of each playthrough. You want to know why these episodes take so long? It's a no-brainer.
These games like this are stupid. Innovation game, fuck off, you've won nothing. Nerd's face in that scene just then fucking tells the whole fucking story. Yeah.
My advice is do not die on Mother Brain. The punishment is so severe it should have been illegal. You get to the point where you ask yourself, how far are you willing to go? Do you really need this in your life? Well, I don't care. I'm gonna beat it.
Here we go. This has gotta be it. Oh, man. Fucking onion rings. Here we go. Come on. Yeah, no. Okay. Freeze them. Stay frozen. Stay in my fucking way, see? Just need one more. Come on. One more shot. I just need one more fucking shot. Here we go. Oh, I did it. Oh, get out of the lava. I did it! Wait, it's not over.
You have to escape the planet before it explodes. It's like the end of the original Alien, or like Beneath the Planet of the Apes. No, it's like Alien. You know, it's the part when Ripley sets the self-destruct mechanism and then has to race to get off the ship. Classic stuff. Whew, I made it. And I think I got the fair ending. See, there's multiple endings. Depending how fast you beat the game, Samus will remove more of her suit. But if you enter the password Justin Bailey, you could play in what's called the Zero suit. Which begs the question, who the fuck is Justin Bailey?
Well, that's the original Metroid.
I know who Justin Bailey is. I believe it was Was it a contest and the winner became a password in a video game? I can't remember. I watched a video on it years ago. Not 100%, I can't really remember, but I think it's something like that.
A classic masterpiece of shit. Oddly, none of its flaws have hindered its iconic status or the beloved franchise which it was born from. Well, next came Metroid 2, The Return of Samus on Game Boy. Now, in the old days, I would have broken this episode up into a big, multi-part thing, like Jaguar, Batman, Castlevania, all that. But now I tend to give you just the whole damn thing at once because I like you a lot.
Oh, that reminds me of... what review was it? It was from a really old one. He just looks at the camera and goes, I like you a lot. It's like a really old review. I can't remember which one it was.
You would expect a portable version of Metroid to be a compromise, and while it obviously looks more primitive with its piss and puke color scheme, you'd be surprised to know it makes several improvements upon the original. For one thing, you can crouch and shoot down while jumping. And what is this? Is this a save point? Yes, you can save the game! Plus, when you save, you start with whatever amount of energy and missiles you had last. It even has more than one save slot. How about that? Oh, and look what else. Charging stations. Ones where you can refill your energy, and ones where you can refill your missiles. Indeed, this is a huge improvement over its predecessor. However, sadly, there is still no map. But Nintendo Power was around by then, and they covered it twice in issue 31 and 37. They each had their own maps, which you can use to follow along. This would be the equivalent of Nintendo Power was around by then. And
fun fact. Do you know Lemmings, that game that's on the cover there, Nintendo Power, was created by DMA Design, which are now known as Rockstar North. Yep. The creators of Lemmings are the same people that do the Grand Theft Auto games. That is 100% true.
And they covered it twice in issue 31 and 37. They each had their own maps, which you can use to follow along. This would be the equivalent of the MapQuest days, yeah, when you would print out directions from the internet and take it with you on your drive. I actually used issue 37 for my current playthrough, and aside from maybe one small omission, I can say it's pretty comprehensible. Without it, you'd be screwed, because the mazes are very confusing, and the non-linear aspect is taken to the extreme, forcing you to spend most of your time backtracking. After you beat Phase 5, you must go back to Phase 4 just to get to Phase 6. The reason it's called The Return of Samus is because you're always returning to the same spots. The goal is to seek and destroy all the Metroids, but now they come in new types, Alpha, Gamma, Omega, etc. It's like a big frat house of aliens. Yeah, that's what this whole thing's about, a big Metroid toga party. I mean, the humor is pretty lowbrow, especially when the aliens start flashing their raw butts in the air. You get all the same weapons, but there's some new ones too, like the Spazer. The Spazer? I mean, come on, that's the geekiest word in all of science fiction. Not a laser or a phaser, but Spazer. What's the difference? A laser emits photons, but a spazer is its nanoplasmonic counterpart with a different charge density. That's my impression of a nerd. Yeah. Then there's the plasma beam. This one's similar to the laser in Contra in a sense that it's one straight beam that's powerful, but kind of slow. And it's so thin, it's hard to hit anything. It's like trying to slice a sheet of paper sideways. And like the first game, you can't switch weapons, which means now that I've got the plasma beam, the Spazer is gone. The spring ball is an improvement because you can jump while in ball form rather than having to always drop bombs to blast yourself up. The next upgrade is the spider ball, which allows you to climb along the walls, and you have to do this a lot. I guess you could say this game is really balls to the wall.
Yeah.
But the ball sucks. It never does what you want it to do. You're pressing one direction, and next thing, it goes the other way, or it's not going anywhere at all.
So this is probably the game where the spider ball came in, and then they started implementing it in later games, including Prime. Like I said, I played Prime. I've played Metroid Prime, and that game's amazing. Like Magmore Caverns is probably one of my favourite pieces of music in a video game. It's like
It gets stuck randomly, and after so many hours of ball suckage, you'd think I'd eventually get the hang of these controls, but I tell you, there is no rhyme or reason to how this thing works. And when there's an enemy coming, there's no avoiding it. Then there's the space jump, which later becomes the screw attack. The idea is you keep jumping to stay in the air. As long as you're holding down the jump button and with the D-pad, it should work. But for some reason, I keep falling down. I've tried hitting jump slower, faster. There is no rhythm that guarantees success. And there's parts where it's required to get through tricky areas and avoid hazards. With broken-ass controls, you just gotta get lucky. Sometimes there's a spot you need to reach, and you have the option. Should I screw attack? Should I spider ball? I don't know which is worse. Pick your poison. Screw it or free ball it. Either way, you're fucked. Oh, look, there's an energy charge. You gotta get it. Oh, fuck! Like the first game, it has lots of cryptic bullshit. Without Nintendo Power, there'd be no way I could have figured this out. What I hate the most are the one-way paths. Like right here, I went up, and now there's a bed of spikes in the way. So to get back to where I was, I have to take a huge detour. And don't even get me started about the dark area. This is a common trope, and I've never liked it. But here, there isn't even the faintest clue to help orient your position. I can't even tell if I'm moving or not. Let me tell you, rolling in a ball in pitch blackness is the stuff nightmares are made of. And as I've mentioned, farming isn't as much of an issue this time. You might have to backtrack to a charging station, but thank God for those. I find myself having to charge missiles more often than energy. And this is because the Metroids can only be harmed by missiles. And by the time you get to the Zeta Metroids, they take a lot of them. If you're fighting a Metroid and run out of missiles, there is no other option. The game says, fuck you, go back and farm, bitch. And they're stingy about these missiles. They only appear about as often as when you see meteors when you look up to the night sky. Don't even bother, just backtrack to the nearest charging station. The final area is a long, empty stretch, like Dracula's castle in Simon's Quest. There's nothing there, so what's the point? And I am so sick of doing this screw attack jumping. My thumb is about to fall off. Then I come to what seems like a dead end. But check this out. You're supposed to screw yourself up through what looks like solid rock, and next thing, you're stuck in a pool of lava or whatever this is. You can't jump out of it.
I'm surprised he hasn't said, because of the colour of it, he's in a pool of piss.
It's like trying to pull a turd out of hot tar. I mean, what the fuck?
Come on. Ugh! Oh, finally. Oh, almost broke my thumb. Should have broke your thumbs.
Then you gotta get the ice beam again so you can fight the regular Metroids. Yep, nothing's changed. So be prepared to use all your missiles. By the time you make it to the Queen, you've got nothing left, so you gotta backtrack to the charging station. So then you fight the Queen and, let's get real now, you're gonna die the first time, right? And it's a long hike to get back to the Queen from the save point. You wanna know something else? You can't pause on the Queen for whatever reason. Now listen. You're gonna run out of missiles, unless maybe you found every single missile upgrade in the whole game. So here's the real secret. You let her swallow you, then you roll into the stomach and use bombs. They take more damage than missiles, and they're unlimited. So after several tries, I beat the Queen, and then, in a key moment, a baby Metroid hatches and follows Samus like a child to a mother. And rather than destroying it, she takes it with her as she escapes the doomed planet. It's an interesting turn of events and is important to the future of the franchise. Like the first game,
because what ends up happening, the Metroid breaks out in Super Metroid. And that starts off the sequel.
It has multiple endings. I got the basic one, but the idea is the same. The faster you beat it, the more naked she gets, and then the faster you beat it. Just kidding.
I'd say Metroid 2 is vastly superior to the original, though it still has its flaws. But the third time was the charm. As the flagship title on the next-gen console...
Yep, this game has actually been voted multiple times being one of the greatest games in Super... I've always seen it, like, when it comes to Super Nintendo games, it's always in the top 3 or top 5 of all time on Super Nintendo. Super Metroid's fucking amazing. Oh, shit.
The first full-body adaptive ergonomic chair. Whether you're big or slim, recline.
So after several tries, I beat the queen.
And then, there's Super fucking Metroid.
It's not just awesome, it's like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. What's so good about it? You just gotta play it and experience it for yourself. And that's why I'm gonna try to keep this short. Yeah, that's not happening. The graphics, the music, and atmosphere just blows you away. Right from that haunting opening title with the dead bodies on the ground, it grips you, and you know where. When you start the game, there's a brief voice.
The last Metroid is in captivity.
As a kid, it almost knocked me out of my seat to hear a realistic human voice coming from a video game. Yeah, things really came a long way since Ghostbusters!
Ghostbusters!
But aside from the opening cutscene, the story is told without words, as Ridley steals the baby Metroid from the lab. It's the visuals and subtleties that lure you in, exploring the creepy, claustrophobic caverns. Since the first game, that's the vibe they were going for, but this time it really comes to life. Everything has been improved. The control is smoother. Now it's actually fun to move around. You can shoot in any direction and feel like you're not just controlling Samus, you are Samus. The buttons are mapped in kind of a weird way, like why would X be shoot, but you can easily change it. Save slots? Oh yes. Energy and missile charges? Thank you. A menu where you can switch weapons? Oh hell yeah. Missiles are not required to beat bosses? Bless the Lord. And a fully functional map system? Fuck me sideways and call me Susie. It shows you where you are and where you've been as you uncover.
What, of all the names you could use, why Susie?
More territory. No longer do you have to print out directions or chart your course with a pen and paper. We had now entered the GPS era of gaming. This map system was so good that the designers of Castlevania took one look and said, yeah, we're going to copy that from now on. It may just be my obsessive-compulsive nature, but there's something satisfying about trying to uncover every space on the map, even parts that are unnecessary. The weapons and upgrades are all the familiar usual suspects, but with new ones to sweeten the deal, like the power bomb. Who doesn't love a game where you can nuke the whole screen? There's the grapple beam, which can get a little tricky sometimes, and then there's the X-ray scope, which gives you Superman vision to help with those cryptic areas. But my favorite new ability is the speed booster, where you can run like the Flash while annihilating everything in your path. There's even this cool move you can do in combination with the speed booster, where you can launch yourself into the air. Eventually they gave this a name, Shine Spark. I've mentioned the music, but I really gotta bring it home. This soundtrack breathes and pulses like a movie score. Every note is drenched in atmosphere and conveys the sense of isolation of a tomb-like alien world that swallowed you whole. It whispers at you, as if things are lurking around the corner, and yet it's somehow relaxing, like the aquatic area of Meridia. And then, when you get to the deeper, fiery region of Norfair, it's like hearing the choir of hell. The bosses.
That's it, because it was on Super Metroid. But I love that because they remade it for Prime.
Are amazing. The door locks behind you, the screen shakes, and next thing, Kraid comes up out of the floor, and this is nothing like the original Kraid, who's shorter than Samus. This one is so big, he can't even fit on the screen. It's straight up terrifying. When you played this as a kid, these were like the monsters of your nightmares, the ones under your bed and in your closet, if only they'd fit. Crocomire is my favorite. You blast this guy into the lava and his face melts. It's one of the most gruesome death animations of any boss of the time. Oh, and wait. Just you wait. It's not over.
AJ is back. Joshua vs Prenga this Saturday, live exclusively on DAZN.
By the time you guys see this video, that fight would just be happening right now.
His skeletal remains lunge at you and collapse. It fools you into thinking that you have to fight him again, and you just gotta admire that. The final boss with Mother Brain is the stuff of legend. I mean, this is one of the most cinematic final scenes of the time. With only 16 bits, it takes you on an emotional roller coaster ride. I almost don't even want to spoil it, but it's probably been spoiled enough already. The glass shatters, you blast her away, and just like in the first game, Mother Brain is defeated. Or is she? As the screen shakes and everything blows away, leaving the two of you alone, the unthinkable happens. She rises with a full body.
Oh, holy shit!
Think about how shocking this was. The first game established that Mother Brain is just a brain. But what's going on here? Maybe it's Daddy Brain. This was a totally unexpected final battle, and after a while, she blasts you to the wall with her deadly beam. It's unavoidable, spectacular, and devastating. You can no longer control Samus as she heaves on the floor. Mother Brain charges another blast to finish you off. This is it. It's all over.
Yeah!
The baby Metroid, your friend, now grown up, comes in to save you, clinging and sucking the life from Mother Brain, turning her into a dried up corpse. Then the Metroid latches onto you and instead of draining your health, charges you back to full recovery. A true friend indeed. But wait, is that breath coming from Mother Brain? Hurry, Metroid, hurry! Oh, the way Mother Brain drools and stomps towards you sends chills down my spine. She blasts the Metroid over and over, and with the final blow, the room goes black as the Metroid destructs. What was once our enemy, now a friend, dying in a noble act of sacrifice. And as that sinks in, you hear that music, you see your body glowing, and you know it's time to kick fucking ass.
Yeah! Yeah!
You can feel Samus boiling with rage and sorrow as she unleashes this newfound power she got from this Metroid. Yeah, with this whole battle, you get your money's worth. And when it's over, Mother Brain's body
For Super Nintendo, that is epic. That is an epic boss fight for the Super Nintendo era, especially.
Explodes into smithereens, the brain falls to the floor, you're left to stare at it for one last eerie moment as her mouth gapes open and she disintegrates. It's over, but you know it isn't. The planet is going to blow up again. The classic countdown echoes in your ears as you race the timer to get to your ship. You make it there, but uh-oh, it's too late. The planet cracks as its lava interior glows, and then, boom. The planet explodes as everything flashes into white light.
The very room you're sitting in lights up as you stare, motionless, speechless, heart pounding. And then,
woohoo! You made it! As that ship comes roaring through space toward the screen, ultimately to freeze frame, you know that you've just completed one of the greatest games ever.
Took him 5 hours to finish it. If I was to play it, it'd take me about 8 to 9 hours because I've not put, like I said, well, never mind.
Do I have any criticisms about it? Well, maybe. Some of the bosses take a bit too many shots to kill. Sometimes it takes a little too long to switch to your missiles, especially when you have so many items to cycle through. The map is awesome, but with such a big world, it would have been nice to have a couple warp areas to get around quicker. And sometimes it can get a little cryptic, but nowhere near as much as the first two games.
that's all I got. You know that old saying, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all? It's good advice in general, but my job is to talk about the shittier aspects of a game, so for me it's kind of like the reverse. But when it comes down to it, I really don't have anything bad to say about Super Metroid. It's as perfect of a game as possible. They learned from their mistakes and they utilized the new technology to the fullest. It was called Super Nintendo, and they made sure to show you what was so super about it.
And while Metroid is now a franchise, having spanned over many consoles and generations, for me, it always comes back to that innocent time when they were still figuring it out. It was a vast, uncharted world that
Yeah, because after the Super Nintendo era, basically Metroid took a massive break. Metroid was never on the N64. It wasn't until Metroid Prime on the GameCube and Zero Mission being released. So there was like a good, what was it, 7-year, 8-year gap from Super Metroid till Prime. It was a massive gap.
Nintendo was mapping through, like the early explorers. Video games have come a long way since then, but when you follow that nostalgic map, it all leads back to those early games. So raise your metal horns. Go ahead, do it. You know, for real, do it right now. Put your fucking metal horns up on the screen. Put them up for Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid's a fucking amazing game. And I'll tell you that now. So, let me just give a like on that. So I think the next one I'm doing, the next AVGN video I'm going to be reacting to is Mario, I think it's Mario Paint next. So it's another Nintendo franchise. That'll be next week. So I've got 3 reaction videos going live next week. We've got 3 going live next week. So next week it's going to be Just Bad Games Re-Res. I think it's Daikatana. Then I'm doing a Nostalgia Critic. It's the Harry Potter films. Well, the first one with my wife. She's joining me on that one. And then Mario Paint, AVGN. So that's next week's. Also, there's actually a bonus video going live tomorrow. I've done a bonus reaction. Me and Lioness have done a bonus reaction video tomorrow. A Deeper One came back. So I've done his Try Not to Laugh challenge for this week. So Try Not to Laugh challenge 77. That's going live tomorrow night. So do check that one out, guys. Have a good one. Look after yourself. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow for the reaction for the Try Not to Laugh challenge. Peace. Bye bye.